Good morning and welcome to Feedback, G4TV.com's weekly wrap-up of everything awesome in video games. I'm Billy Berghammer, Editorial Director of Gaming for G4TV.com, and this is Feedback PAX edition. Thanks for all coming. Wow, we filled the room, and we're at PAX. So I'd like to introduce today's cast. We've got from G4TV.com Patrick Klepek, we have Sterling McGarvey, and then I think you all know the X-Play crew. We have Blair Herter, Morgan Webb, and Adam Sessler.
Thank you, Billy.
And first off, I'd like to thank whoever canceled their panel that was supposed to take place while we accidentally got a panel here, so this is pretty awesome. So we're really glad to have been able to be added to the panel list. So we're going to switch things up a little bit. Today, first 10 minutes, we're going to talk about PAX. So this is my first PAX. I've never been to PAX before. Sterling, this is your first PAX as well?
Indeed it is.
What do you think of the show?
It's fantastic. I was thinking about it, like, as I was walking here. I went to my first Comic-Con a couple of months ago, and as I was walking around, I'm not a huge comic book guy. Like, I definitely felt like I was like, this is a cool nerd vibe, but I don't feel like I'm a part of it. Being here, I'm like, no, these are my kind of nerds. These are my people.
Yeah, I totally have to agree. I've never been to PAX before. I've been to a lot of different shows, and it's just really fun just to go around and play games, hang out with people that are, I mean, we're all gamers, so it's like, these are totally our people. So now, Blair, Morgan, Adam, you guys have been to PAX before. How does this PAX compare to other PAXs in previous years?
Well, actually, Adam and I came to PAX for the first time last year, and it was actually a really special experience for us a little bit because, we go to a lot of these conventions, and we don't have to send everybody to PAX. Like, Adam and I both don't have to come to do the number of packages that we have to do for X-Play, but it's such a fun experience, and the fans are really great. The fans at E3, for example, tend to be a little more pushy. Aggressive. Whereas people at PAX are here to play games and have a good time, and you gotta love that.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, if it's just the fact that Seattle is like a really nice place and there's clean air. But everyone's like really nice, and also, I can say this emphatically, least smelly convention.
That is true.
It's really. So, thumbs up for personal hygiene. And just, smelliest Gamescom, Germany. You really don't want to know.
That's why I don't go to that one.
Yeah, it's definitely, this is my first time. It's my favorite show so far this year. It's really been a lot of fun just hanging out with just gamers and checking out games, especially the PAX 10, which, 10 games, there were 150 games submitted to the PAX 10, and they picked, a bunch of, they picked 10 games that are homebrew games that are going to be, in different sizes. I checked out a game, I don't know if you guys saw it today, but I checked out Closure, which I met the guys that that made it, two 19-year-old kids, which made me feel extremely old and not very talented whatsoever.
They don't even live near each other.
No.
They don't make this in their basement.
They did this over the net. It's a really cool game. I don't know if you guys have checked out the PAX 10. I highly recommend while you're here at the show. There's 10 really awesome games. Closure, I really like. The art style is really cool. What they're doing is they're playing with just black and white, just light orbs. So you have to carry an orb to get yourself from point A to point B. If there's no light, you can fall through or you can jump over it. So it's a really interesting puzzle kind of game, puzzle platformer. And what I thought was pretty cool about it is if you look at it, you're like, wow, this is really polished. And it took them 4 months. Two 19-year-old kids that don't live in the same city.
Well, I think it shows like a really good example of taking a basic sort of 2D side-scrolling mechanic and reimagining it, and not reimagining with a lot of technology, but reimagining sort of the idea of it. So basically, everything exists that you can see, but as soon as it's dark, then the world doesn't exist anymore, and you use that mechanic to solve puzzles when you could fall through things and not fall through things at different times. I was actually walking around with Tim Schafer yesterday, and he was also really impressed by it. I mean, this is a great place to come and show your game off and have real developers check it out.
Morgan and Tim play the game in front of these developers, and they almost had a heart attack.
If there are any journalists in the room, I'd like to start a rumor right now. Here's what's going to happen. The rumor is that the two dudes who made this game actually dated at one point, and the title is based on what they don't have in their relationship. So please feel free to blog about that right now. And if they get pissed, tell them that Kevin Pereira said it.
Now, I know some of the rest of you guys checked out some of the games from PAX 10. Were there any other ones that stood out to you guys?
Well, I think that Blair, for example, has a healthy field runner's addiction.
Yeah, I mean, you guys don't really see what goes on behind the scenes of X-Play. I firmly believe that Adam bought an iPhone just so Morgan and I would talk to him again, because we play field runners on set constantly and continue to do so, and this game's been out for what,
a long
year
time
now?
but I feel like they must have done really well with that game.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
for them.
I was looking at the screen. It's essentially the same game I've been playing on my phone, but I will definitely buy it to play it on my TV. So yeah, Field Runners is awesome. I love that game.
I see the other one. I'm kind of cheating because I first saw it at GDC, but Tag the Power of Paint.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
It's so creative, and as we were saying with closure and everything else, really where downloadable games or small indie games are perfecting the art of let's have a narrow concept, a small concept, and how many ways can you manipulate that and get a lot of fun out of it, instead of what we see in a lot of our console games, which is high concept that almost the developers are having a race to catch up to their own ideas. Here, it's working in the opposite direction, and there's just something innately satisfying. I mean, it goes back to kind of the classic mechanics of an Atari game, just cause and effect that happens just slightly differently over and over and over again.
I think it's really interesting, too, because if you look at what the Behemoth is doing with their new game, the game doesn't have a title, and I've seen it at several shows in a row now, and the game changes every time because they're just watching people play the game and then changing the mechanics based on the feedback. And they're a studio that can show a game that early with no title, no real gameplay, and get away with it because people are just so interested to see what they're doing next that they're willing to give them free feedback for 2+ years while they get the game together.
Do you guys get the sense that people are doing that here? Like, I feel like everybody I've spoken to, I know you guys have interviewed a ton of developers as well, and so have you. Every developer I've spoken to, they've all said that they've brought their game here to get feedback so they could change the game. It's almost like this is one giant beta test for a lot of these guys, right? I mean, you guys feel like they're saying
You
that?
guys should get paid.
I think so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Blair, you saw that game Shank, right? Like the sort of violent Aladdin action game.
Yeah, absolutely. So far, my favorite game of the show. We'll talk about it later.
And they were one of the developers that when I was playing the game, they were like, if you have any good idea, please come back. Like we weren't going to show the game, and then we were just like, screw it, we'll show it. And like it's become like the talk of PAX and the coolest game I've seen. And if you haven't seen Shank yet, like it's literally just a violent. It's like someone loved an old 16-bit action sprite-heavy game and was like, let's just make it in HD, even though that's really expensive. And they did it anyway, and it looks gorgeous, and it's really fun to play.
Totally.
Well, I guess that will lead us into our next section. We're going to talk about some of the games that we saw at the show that were really cool. You can continue talking about Shank, because that's definitely one of the games that we wanted to talk about. Blair, what was you saw the game yesterday. What were your thoughts on it?
Pretty much everything that Patrick said. I feel like one of my favorite games this year is Shadow Complex, not only because it's such a badass game, but because it's so Metroid and Castlevania-esque in its homage to what they were doing back in the day. And Shank is basically Double Dragon, but with HD and a lot of freaking blood. And that is sick, I think. I mean, and like you said, there's 6 dudes who are sitting around who had some success with their last game, could have done anything, could have gone on to make a full retail copy and had anybody support them. And they were like, you know what? We want to just keep making these old school downloadable games. 6 friends got together. They did everything themselves. And again, if you haven't played the game, please do, because they are going to implement everything they learned here. They actually, I talked about something with them yesterday that if they do it, I will certainly claim credit for it on X-Play at some point in the future. But that's how open they are to suggestions. They were like, that's a great idea. And their PR person was literally in the back, like scribbling these ideas down. So it's just a really, it's a throwback to all those cool old school games, and I'm happy to see that a lot of downloadable content is moving in that direction.
And I love that their booth, because they haven't announced their platform yet, literally not because they could, they just don't know. And so they just have a Dreamcast controller and like an Atari 2600 controller and just a big scribbled black box with a question mark on it. Because I mean, they're like, we can't announce a platform because we don't have one, but we're hoping to sign something before the end of PAX.
Yeah.
Now,
That's not
speaking
console agnostic, that's just console crazy.
Now, talking about the old school, even though Nintendo's shown this game before, the new Super Mario Brothers Wii is in the Nintendo booth, and I think a lot of the public here, it's the first time you're getting to play it. Have you guys played this game cooperatively yet?
Yes. It is, like, I understand the love for it. I'm not feeling it.
Really?
No.
I'm not feeling any real love for it either.
My big issue with it
We'll do a
is,
show of hands later and see who actually cares about this game.
like, I know it's total heresy.
Either shock or support you guys have. I haven't decided yet.
No, I know it's heresy to say it. I'm not a huge fan of like the super like twitchy like Smash Brothers style game where there's a bunch of stuff going on and oh my god, what's happening? And I feel like they've like sandwiched that up against like side-scrolling platformers. So everybody's continuously screwing each other over. Somebody's running a little too far off. I'm dead. I hate you. I'm gonna throw this Wii remote at your head.
It sounds like you were just. It sounds like you were just losing.
Yeah, I think.
Because when I played New Super Mario Bros. At E3, I was playing it with Mr. Andrew Pfister over there, and I was riding on Yoshi, and I kept swallowing him as he was attempting to get out of a pit. And I would swallow him and then throw him back into the pit. And all I could do was jump a little bit up, but not enough that I couldn't just swallow him up again. And so I feel like you were just bad at the game.
Big surprise. I am the worst gamer on staff.
You guys realize that if this weren't within the context of PAX, how weird everything that Patrick just said would have been. I was riding on the back of Yoshi and I just swallowed him up, and then I was like, if you jump too far ahead, I'll swallow you up again.
But I think to Sterling's point, because I'm more just kind of in the middle of the road on New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but it's a game that I think can demo very well because you're doing fun things and you're swallowing Andrew up. And, but if you were to bring that home and want to really get some depth and long life out of that, would that sense of fun really continue, or would just the whole idea of stymieing everyone just become a little bit tiresome?
I mean, I actually, like, as sort of a mature gamer, like, a lot of these games are fun. Like, oh, haha, it's fun at the show floor. It's fun in the office for a few minutes, but it's not something that I necessarily am going to turn on my Wii and download my updates for. Like, realistically, I'm just not going to do it.
Okay, well, if you don't want to play co-op, I did play it single player yesterday, and trying out the new Penguin suit, which, you know, Mario games have suits.
All right, that's pretty cute.
The Penguin suit is super rad because you can you can throw like an ice ball at an enemy, and first of all, you can freeze them and then butt stop them and kill them, or say something's flying through the air, you freeze them, you can use them temporarily as a platform to obviously get into secret areas. So,
but is that really a nuanced, deep experience for a gamer?
2D Mario. It's, you know, as
jump
a Mario
and run.
fan,
Yeah, exactly. It's 2D Mario, and why should I be excited about that?
well, for fans
I'm
of
excited.
the classic Mario stuff, I think it's, you know, it's a good
I
option.
played classic Mario, and I'm a fan of classic Mario, but it had a...
Look at it
I'm
this
not
way.
saying the game
Say
should
it,
exist.
say it,
I'm
just
just saying
go.
that I won't play it.
All right, Miyamoto's crying right now.
He's
It's a
crying
sad-
into
With a smile on his
buckets of
face.
money, and he's fine.
There are tears in Kyoto. It's a sad day. But, okay, so another game and new stuff on the floor, Left 4 Dead 2, which I know a lot of you guys
Yay.
played the hell out of it. There is a huge line out there. Who wants to talk about Left 4 Dead 2? I know, Sterling, you got in on it.
I sure did.
What'd you think of it?
It's funny, every time I played it at E3, played it at Comic-Con, I'm more and more convinced that, like, Valve hates you. Valve wants to kill you with their game. Like, the entire concept of it, it's like you're a 14-year-old girl and Left 4 Dead's R. Kelly. Like, seriously. That's how they want to do you.
Finally, somebody said it.
The entire game
You
is
were
like,
all thinking it.
This video just got age-gated.
You're welcome.
now-
But it's death traps, it's bottlenecks, it's all designed so that you have to cooperate with your friends.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, you cannot leave your team.
No,
you
there
can't.
are no public matches
I
on
tried
Xbox Live.
once.
They'll
It's
kill
not
you.
for me.
It's
so
except
good.
that it is doing a better job of making it harder for you to stay with your team. I mean, the way that they are manipulating the AI director, so
Oh, yeah.
it's like, yeah, we all. It's like the Scooby-Doo effect. It's like everyone knows they should stay together, and then they won't screw everything up. But it's like, no, we're gonna have to branch off, split up, and I'm on the Shaggy group. They'll ruin everything.
Never gonna make it.
Now, Morgan, I talked to you last night about the game, and Sterling had glowing praises for Left 4 Dead 2. I actually really liked the game too, but you were kind of like,
No, I'm not. That is not a
You're
fair
painting this
assessment
horrible
of
picture of
my.
you today. You
no,
don't
I know.
like games.
You hate everything. It's if you liked Left 4 Dead 1, you're gonna love Left 4 Dead 2. You know, I mean, it's pretty much the same idea and the same game, and there's little new things thrown in, but it's it's Left 4 Dead 2.
This isn't going to widen the audience.
It feels almost like a
think
point
that is the
release.
same
It doesn't
thing, but-
feel like a whole redirection of the series. It's like Left 4 Dead 1.3, 1.5, and that's fine. That's great. I like that. I'm gonna
I'd
buy
play
it.
it.
I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna see you guys online.
but it's got a whole new scenario. It's got all new characters, new enemies, new weapons, frying pan. Frying pan's kind of
Oh,
Frying
dude,
pan-
no, there's
frying
a
pan's
sword.
awesome.
Like, seriously, I watched this guy
katana,
like
yeah.
Ginsu through a bunch of zombies yesterday. It was fantastic.
I think that it has more of a sense of place is probably, in my mind, what I find most appealing about this one. That I'm pretty certain that Pittsburgh was kind of the basis for the original Left 4 Dead, but it was, this is a city, these are typical places in zombie films you've seen, and then when suddenly you throw in the sense, okay, I'm in Louisiana, and that it really gives it a pop that I think the first one didn't have. I didn't notice the first one didn't have that. But the minute they announced Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 1 kind of looked a little shaggier.
Yeah.
I've said that twice now, so no
Well,
one's
like
mad at me.
We actually, before PAX started, we went over to Valve and we were talking to Doug Lombardi, and he was talking about the photo shoot that they went there to try to pick out the locale and like figure out how they wanted to make the art. And so I think they did a lot bigger, a lot better job with trying to figure that out and how it all works. So I don't know. I think I'm as a fan of the first game, I'm really looking forward to it. So now
I am too, even though you were trying to paint me.
No, you said it. You were just kind of like, it's more Left 4 Dead 2. So some people are a lot more hyped on it, but that's cool. Now, did anybody in this room head over to the Star Wars Cantina and check out the Old Republic?
You could check out the website at the Old Republic.
Yeah, you can.
You could check out the website at the Cantina and sign up for the newsletters.
Yeah. And you get a free T-shirt, or you can sign up your roommate like I did, and he gets all the newsletters.
There's
And Morgan got a medium T-shirt.
They have a little canteen, you can get the food, and we were, JP over there, who works on X-Play, were coming up with other things they could sell, like Tatooine tots, Boba Fetta. There's actually
in the
quite a bit of
world.
creativity that's going on in that room. I'm like, oh, hold on, other Star Wars
Did they
food.
sell grilled cheese at the Cantina?
Yeah,
They did.
It's got turkey on it. It's like $6.50, but it's supposed to be really
Yeah.
good. All right. I also did an interview for the Old Republic because this game is just fascinating to me. I am fully a believer that the BioWare guys are capable of pulling off what they're saying. The question is, are they capable of doing it before 2020? And it's one of those, and everyone, I'm not the only one, everyone's asking them questions to this, and they're just kind of standing there, and they're sort of taking it, but there's so much I want to know more about this game. The other big issue I was wondering is that, okay, once they announced the Sith Lord, I was like, okay, you have a Sith Lord, or I can play a smuggler. And that I'm trying to figure out how they're going to be able to sort of balance the player's behavior in the game, because once you have the idea that could be a powerful Jedi and an evil Jedi at that, suddenly the smuggler, as cool as Han Solo is, looks a little bit paler. And then what happens when both are like level 70? Really?
Well, PvP might be a little weird, but maybe as a smuggler, you can, you'll get that much more money to buy sort of more expensive items. Maybe you could even hire a rogue Jedi to fight for you.
As the smuggler is like a cover system too, right? So like I think it's kind of interesting if there's like intrinsic gameplay mechanics that might, but I understand what you're saying. Like
Sith freaking
there's
Lord.
a certain visual that might be a little bit tough. Where like, I'm just kind of wearing my little put together jumpsuit and I just popped a
I think that's
Sith Lord in the head.
Yeah.
And crap.
Also, when you're doing character selection and you're like smuggler, Sith Lord, I'm gonna go ahead with Sith Lord. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
I
Jedi,
think that
Jedi.
I think there's somebody in a guild, like obviously it's no big secret, we play WoW here working.
They play WoW.
Yeah.
You could too.
No, not so big
You're
secret.
welcome. First month's free.
Adam, it's okay
And if
to
you sign
play
up, I
WoW.
get a
We've
secret.
offered to pay for Adam for the rest of his life, and he refuses. But I think
Christmas,
mainly
I had to give
brother.
them an invitation to 2009.
out of spite alone, dude. But we have a guy in our guild that all he wants to do is manipulate the gold system. He is not interested in playing World of Warcraft as much as he is ruining everybody else's World of Warcraft experience.
He levels up
And
by accident
Yeah,
by
he
going
does.
into
Like, oh,
new zones. He's like,
I
oh,
killed 300
man.
zebra for the skin I needed and whatever. So I think that people that maybe are playing like a smuggler class are going to be more interested in what I assume will be some very interesting quests, smuggling quests and things like that.
things of a
Space
smuggling
Bernie
nature.
Madoff.
Yes, smuggled things, smuggleable abilities. Maybe you'll gain. I don't know.
You
I'm
get a
gonna put
really
this in
big
front of Morgan.
coat, and you can put things underneath it.
It's a utility.
Oh, I bet you'd have a lot of backsplash.
But now,
You're not gonna
now that
talk
you
about
guys, you played WoW, I play WoW, if things that you've played, you've seen of the Old Republic, are there elements from that game that could pull you out and make you want to play a different MMO?
Yes, because here's the thing. When you do a quest in WoW, it gives you a long block of text that I don't read because it's all about some guy that I've never heard of before because I don't know the lore. I don't know. I'd have to read books, and I don't even have time to play WoW, so I'm going to have time to read books about it. But they really bring you into the story by having sort of everything voiced, and all of a sudden you care that you need to go do this thing, and you have to go, I don't know, get 5 discolored warg hearts. You care about why. Maybe there's a reason you have to get that. That might be a life ruiner.
It will be. Come on. Don't lie to yourself.
But I would also say,
I know.
as someone that really tries to stay away from MMOs, because I think we have it fairly covered on our staff, I really am interested in playing this. And I think one of their main goals is also to try to broaden it out. There's many people who are into Star Wars that may not necessarily be into WoW, and they need to find some sort of vessel to help get them into the game. I'm definitely one of those people, because I want to be a Sith Lord.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
I know. See?
Right?
I think a lot of gamers are nervous after, especially the debacle that was Star Wars Galaxies, and at least
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to boo. You're amongst friends.
We've heard it. But no, seriously, having BioWare at the helm, I mean, they kind of know RPGs. I have a lot of faith in them that they can pull this off.
I'm hoping. I am hoping.
Because Adam brought up a good point yesterday in his interview, multiple good points. It was, watch the interview. It was really some of your best work. Sorry. But he brought up a really good point in that we've really only seen what seems to be Mass Effect skinned by the Star Wars universe. So we haven't actually seen the MMO part of this game yet. You know,
well, that's kind of why I'm interested, because it sounds more like a multiplayer Knights of the Old Republic, which is a game I'm interested in playing.
Right.
I'm not interested in playing in WoW skinned, Star Wars skinned WoW.
Right. So I think we'll be fine. Like Billy said, I think that they're making what is essentially like a never-ending single-player game.
Well, that's what's so confusing is where's the first M? Now, that first M in the massively multiplayer is one of the reasons I don't. I play my games to get away from people, not to find more of them.
That is so quote.
Yeah. And I've been trying out champions and stuff like that, and there's always that moment where I'm just trying to go solo and have some fun, and finally the game's like, come on, find a buddy, go bonk him on the head. And it's unclear how far I can go, just kind of making it my own little Star Wars Mass Effect. It's really only occasionally that I can join that. But they say, no, this is a massively multiplayer game, and they're just not ready, I guess, to...
There's a lot of ways they can force you to join up. Like, you need an item from another player that crafts that or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of ways they can force you to join up, and which could potentially take some of the fun out of it for you.
It's like going over to someone's house to ask for a cup of sugar. It's just, I don't know. Anyway.
I don't see why that's bad.
All right, well, we are a few weeks away of Halo 3 ODST coming out, and that is also playable on the show floor. Now, for you guys playing Halo, even though you're not Master Chief, is this a game that appeals to you, and is this something that you're actually looking forward to, even though it's kind of out of the Halo 1, 2, 3 sort of gameplay, and that it's you're a different character, you're not Master Chief?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check it out. Everybody loves playing as Master Chief because you're borderline invincible and you get to play Rambo, and that's why you play Halo. So we'll see how they transfer sort of that world into a more squishy character.
Yeah. I'll be interested because I was interviewing Bungie's Brian Gerard just before this panel and talking about how with Halo Reach and ODST, they seem to be deliberately moving away from doing anything with Master Chief. And I mean, he explained to me Master Chief is kind of a boring character because he was never developed to be anything deep. They did that through the books and everything, and this allows them to actually do some storytelling. And I think they are strong storytellers. And I think that's why ODST is interesting to me, is because Master Chief isn't in it.
Are you saying I need a weapon isn't a deep, personal, character-fulfilling line?
There's a lot going on there with Cortana. It's true.
She's pretty hot.
I think the other thing about ODST is Firefight. I mean, where Epic really kind of opened up a new idea of how to play some games with the Horde mode. Firefight, I think, is just really built on that. And I play Halo a little better than I play Gears, and I just kind of went to that like a sponge to water. It was like, oh, this is fun, and it gets really challenging.
It's kind of ridiculous because when you actually have the game, when you buy the game, you're only going to have 7 lives among your 4 players. You share them, so one person dies, all of you only have 6 lives left. On the show floor, though, they kind of let everybody have 10 minutes, and you have unlimited lives. And so, since it doesn't matter, once you get to the 9th or 10th minute, it ramps up difficulty, and the crap hits the fan. If you guys play this thing, between the 8th and 10th minute, the hardest enemies you're probably going to see is who you're fighting against. And it's ridiculous. Everybody's dying left and right, and we're all screaming and having fun. I played it yesterday on the floor, and if you get a chance to play it, like, I'm pretty excited about it. And this is just one of their cooperative modes. You can still play through the game, 4-player co-op. And even though you're not Master Chief, and you're not going to have rechargeable shields, I still think it's going to be a very interesting thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing, how they do the lore and how they separate the story. And
are you really interested in Halo for the story? I'm going to call you out on that one a little bit.
Actually, I think it's,
Do you understand the story?
Yeah,
I've played all the games, and I've read
Billy's a big
summaries,
fan of
and I'm
Kingdom
still
Hearts, so-
a little confused about what happened.
Don't mess with Kingdom Hearts.
No, he likes the story.
Oh, we're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts later. We'll do that.
I just want to know if Patrick's going to be able to swallow up Andrew in ODST as well.
Should be a common mechanic across game.
I think the other thing I'm
Andrew
very
ruined
interested
the day
in
that he
is how
started
well ODST is going to sell. Because I've talked to some friends that have independent retailers that sell video games, and many people came in to buy Halo Wars and didn't realize it was an RTS.
Right.
And I don't know if that,
you'd be sad
some
when you
people
got
are now a
home.
little bit more wary going in that Halo doesn't necessarily mean first-person shooter.
I mean, they've done a good job of, not hyping this as Halo 4. Like, this is clearly a sort of separate
No,
story.
they
But
actually
made...
they underhyped it and first told us it was an expansion.
Right.
Though we actually get a full game in this one.
I think it originally was an expansion, and then they decided, they're like, we're putting all this work into it. Maybe we should make a full title.
Let's throw in 5 more levels. What's that?
Yeah, but during the Halo panel, it said 8 to 10 hours of the new gameplay, which single player, and then you play it cooperatively, and then you've got the firefight modes, and then all the extra Halo 3 maps if you haven't already downloaded them. And then you get the beta.
They might have burned some bridges with Halo Wars, though, like with the kind of people that would just go pick up a game that's called Halo, because.
Well, maybe also that taught some people that if there's writing on the back of the box,
Maybe they
you
should
might want to read it. I don't know. It's not there just for the squiggly look. It's actually conveying some information.
Now, you think Modern Warfare 2 is going to cut into Halo ODST sales?
Like a chainsaw through butter, dude. Come on.
They're spread out enough that I think that everyone's banking the fact that, probably people are going to buy 2 games in the latter half of the year. Those are the 2 games. And that's why every other game is getting out of 2009 into 2010, where they'll create the same problem that they tried to escape.
I'm interested to see if Halo is going to be, if I would put that up there with Modern Warfare. I'm interested to see if it's going to be as much of a killer as that.
I see it skewing later on in the year. I see people playing Modern Warfare for quite some time and then going, oh yeah, there's also this other game out there, and I'll pick it up. I think they're both going to sell well, but I don't think people are going to go into the stores and buy them both at the same time. And if people are going to buy one game, it's definitely not going to be the 300th game in the Halo series, That's just my opinion, though. What else?
Well, thanks, Blair. I think that's a lot of...
You guys want to hear what's coming up on X-Play? I can do that really well.
but seriously, I think that's enough of us talking. We're going to throw it to the crowd for a Q&A session. Blair Herter's going to head out there, and if you guys want to line up and ask us any questions...
Throw them to the wolves. Don't be gentle.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Like a pony.
Also, if you have any questions that you think would be really funny but are inappropriate, I would highly recommend against them, because that dude right there, just deadly as a mofo. And
we saw him kill somebody.
I'll toss it out real quick.
It was cool.
And if I smell like vodka, it's because I'm drunk. So,
He's probably not lying.
no, I'm actually not lying. Just go ahead and ask into that microphone right there.
Okay, this does work. All right. I've got a pretty simple question for you guys. A lot of my friends are arguing that, the rating system for games is not blanket. It should be taken as more case-by-case level. Do you think that it needs any revamping, or do you think it's good as it is?
Are you talking about XPlay or G4TV.com specifically, or talking about just in general the way games are rated?
Like the ESRB ratings.
Kind of like how you can't make an AO game. That's essentially like you're just getting banned from every retailer.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if there was somewhere in between, or they reevaluated, that an M should be like, the MPAAs are.
Or retailers grew some balls and sold the games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Well,
I don't know why we can't sell AO games in this country, but you know what, guys? That's what the internet is for.
But actually, that being
Germany.
said, there are some console manufacturers that won't sell
No, I know. That's
AO
true.
games. They're just like,
Yeah.
no,
Right.
sorry, they won't approve them to be used on their consoles.
Where it's also kind of whack, and you see this in the movies as well, is look at God of War and the level of violence in that, and that gets an M. But if a game shows a woman's breasts, oh, no, we're going to slap an AO. I mean, the value system, which is not just unique to the
But that's not
ESRB.
games. I mean, that's
it's just
America's value system.
Yeah.
You know, we'd have to address that on a different level than just games.
Successor Soapbox
Coming soon, Successor Soapbox. Boobies.
Boobies or blood? Which one scares you more? Really?
Good question, man. Thanks for coming out.
Just a little point. I thought it was interesting that they were able to sneak boobs in under the Greek mythology category.
Oh, no, that's true. They did.
And then that's actually how it worked in the Renaissance as well, curiously enough. I'm not lying on that one.
The question I have, though, is you guys were pretty, it seemed kind of down on the Mario, and it seems to me Nintendo is sort of looking more towards the casual gamer. Because they're doing this, do you think that Wii games some Wii games should perhaps be rated and thought of on a different mindset for the casual gamer instead of for, a more serious gamer? I don't want to...
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that we're very able to understand that a game like New Super Mario Brothers is going to be very different than a game like Modern Warfare or Halo, and we definitely take that into consideration, and we're not going to give a game a bad score because it's not necessarily our cup of tea. That being said, I can sort of express an opinion that I'm not super excited about it, so, and we'll try to be as subjective as possible and say these are the reasons why you might want to play it, these are the reasons why you might not like it. We gave it a 4, it's up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Case in point, I think, except for maybe Billy, all of us were like, Wii Sports Resort, look, it's archery. I did that on my last cruise. No, we really liked the game, and it really did deliver. I think that...
And it got a 5.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what you're also hearing from a lot of us here is a sense of exasperation with the decisions that Nintendo has been making in terms of the games they're putting out. There was a lot of excitement behind the Wii in those first 2 years, and like, oh my God, something's going to happen. And even Nintendo themselves have yet to really deliver on that promise, and we're seeing a fairly light supply of original software for the system it hasn't. It's just not happening right now.
Well, and they've decided to cater to a different audience than us, and that's okay. But as sort of a more hardcore gaming audience, it's hard for me to get excited about their games.
I don't know. I think it's been a really good summer for the Wii. Very quietly, you've had Punch-Out, which I thought was fantastic. I think Wii Sports Resort, even though it is kind of simplistic, I feel like it's laying out kind of a template.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about this on a previous feedback, the idea that, okay, hey, this is how basic stuff is done. You want to do your crappy Robin Hood game? Here's how you do archery. You want to throw some sword fighting in there? Here's how you do it because of fencing. And I think it does a fantastic job with that. Then you've got games like Little King Story, which is like super on the low, like not a lot of buzz about it, but it's like a brilliant satirical real-time strategy game. I think there's definitely been a lot of great games for the Wii.
Do you turn your Wii on every week?
What's that?
Do you turn your Wii on every week?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I do.
It's fascinating.
No,
Okay.
there are a lot of really good games with the Wii. I think people just don't like turning it on. I think that's really is like a fundamental problem. Like there's a phenomenal WiiWare platformer that's just like a modern Kid Icarus called Nick's Quest. You can go down. It's $10 on WiiWare. It's a really good game. It couldn't have been done on any other platform than the Wii. But I don't know. I think people just are sort of like iffy on the Wii in general and just like would. I mean, I agree that I'd rather just turn on my Xbox and download something as opposed to turning on my Wii. But there are a lot of
try that
games.
know about these games either.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the other.
That is a problem.
You never know
Accessibility,
about
just
it.
seeing the games is
Right.
difficult.
But I also think that the problem is, everybody was so excited initially for the Wii, and then all of a sudden, Nintendo threw out all their big major franchises right away, and then everything else is being spaced out. It's trickled out, and they've kind of relied on the third parties to come out with new games. And third parties are still wrapping their heads around how to develop for this system. I think with Wii Motion Plus, I think they've got more. The controls feel a little bit better, but there's a lot of games out there that I think, especially third parties, are turning around. I just played No More Heroes 2, which is the first time publicly and by the press is playable here at PAX. That game is a lot of fun, and and it's for mature audiences. Travis Touchdown's dropping F-bombs left and right while he's completely decimating enemies, and there's blood squirting everywhere. And it's definitely a mature game, but it doesn't obviously have that high-def feel that the 360 and the PS3 have, but it's really a lot of fun, and they also took out a lot of crap that people didn't like about the first game, too. So,
driving around a city.
Yep, they pulled it out.
I had one other question too about like the No More Heroes 2. The Nintendo seems to be seems to make every now and then this wild decision on allowing a really mature game for an otherwise kid-friendly system. Do you have any idea why they might be doing that?
Because they want me to turn my Wii on?
Well, no, because mom and dad bought the console for their kids to play these casual games, so after they go to bed, they might be able to play a game that suits them a little bit more.
However, I'm kind of scared of the idea of a dad who enjoys Travis Touchdown a little too much.
Or playing Mad
Nintendo's
World.
very good at getting distance. They don't make those games that generate controversy. 'Cause remember, it was the SNES Mortal Kombat that got Lieberman's panties all up in a twist, and they always know how to. I don't know how they pull it off. If a mature game that's getting people upset is coming out for the system, they're not hitting the flag. It's the makers of the game. They really have this good separation, and they're more than happy to just take that little piece off the top if those games sell really, really well. So it's kind of a magic art that I don't think even Disney could pull off.
Well, Nintendo's tried to bring in mature games in the past. In the N64 had Conker's Bad Fur Day. That was an M-rated title. Nintendo barely even advertised Eternal Darkness on the GameCube. That was also a mature rated title, and I think Dennis Dyack is actually in the crowd right now. So had to pimp your game because that game's awesome, and if you haven't played it, you should. Nintendo I think has been internally conflicted on how to make mature rated games, and it shows, and I think that's why they're letting the third parties kind of go to town with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I haven't turned my Wii on in 2 months, so I just wanted to add that.
That's right, thank you.
Yeah.
Right there.
This is a hand pound from Morgan.
All right, you guys have talked about some games you're looking forward to on the PAX floor, and you've talked about some games that you're not too happy about, mainly Mario. Putting Mario aside, what are some other games that just aren't living up to the hype?
I mean, it's hard because you don't want to write off a game until you've actually got it in your hands and played it. So, I mean, you see preview builds, and you know that they're not finished, and you know that there's going to be hiccups, and you know that some of the balancing is going to be very different than it is in the final version. So you really can't even judge a game until you get it in your hands, you're sitting on your couch, and you're playing it, and you're like, oh, it didn't really work out that well. So I don't necessarily want to malign a game before I've really been hurt by it.
There's something that is currently disappointing me. I just forget what it is. It could just be myself, but I think it's a game. And I'll let you know in a second.
It could be Dragon Age. I'm not really feeling too much, mostly just because it's right next to Mass Effect 2, and I would much rather get Mass Effect 2 instead of Dragon's Age.
There is a sense that I think we are going to be disappointed this year. I just don't know what it's going to be, but I think that there is a rush.
Does have a sense of dread?
Adam always has a sense of dread.
Yes, I'm paranoid because they're trying to get me. And I think some games are being rushed to market right now to just kind of get the holiday rush. You're seeing, now everything that's been pushed into 2010, it's not really a viable space to put some games. Yes, the game that I am most skeptical about is BioShock 2. And this is not because I have any empirical knowledge or something that you guys don't know. It's just, to me, it has been a big curiosity that at E3 and other places, all we're getting to see is multiplayer, which is a facet of the game that I never even considered to be viable when I played the first one. I never thought, oh, this would be better.
Well, they're trying to show off what's going to be different.
Right, and when difference is multiplayer and you won't actually show what makes most people interested, which is wandering around being scared to death in Rapture, you kind of feel that someone's kind of doing I don't want to say shell games, that's a little bit heavy, but we're getting distracted by something so we don't actually look at and ask the questions for what should be primary front and center for BioShock.
Right, but one of the main things that people liked about BioShock 1 was the story. And if you show single player, you got to show story elements. And I think 2K is totally trying to get away from that.
I think then that's very bad marketing on their part because many other single player games it's very easy to show a snippet of it and you get a good sense of how the game plays without giving away any secrets. It just something seems amiss.
Maybe, but I also think maybe our position as press might be you're not seeing that as much because like the ARG that they're doing like is really, really cool, and like the fact that at kind of PAX you can go explore that Office website and like get new clues for so I mean they are doing that. I just think they haven't done like a demo where we've seen it yet, but like they are doing teases for the story if you want to go out and get it before they do or like a proper unveiling.
Cool, good question.
All right, thank you.
You guys don't really need me. Everybody promise they're not going to ask some dumbass question, right? Everybody cool? So I'm super hungover. I'm just going to go sit back down. I feel like ass, and I don't want to stand up.
All right, here it comes.
Hey, what's up,
That's
guys?
why we came to PAX. To drink.
Pretty much.
Hey, what's up? I'm Seth from Austin, Texas. Just wanted to say I've been a gamer. I'm in my early 30s now. I've been a gamer since I was like 5, and it's been interesting, seeing gaming go from this, very, very like niche thing to like build to be more mainstream. And in terms of like gaming media and news, you guys being an X-player about as close to like a mainstream outlet as there is. How long do you think it's going to be before like gaming news / entertainment goes more mainstream, maybe even like network TV, something like that?
I've been waiting a really, really, really long time. And I keep thinking every year, this is going to be our year. When, I'm talking to somebody at a mainstream media outlet and they're not... That's for kids. Maybe during the holiday season, but not like during regular season. I mean, nobody's interested in that. And you're just like, one day, you're going to be sorry.
Also, mainstream media
2020.
is dying. The newspapers are shutting up. People are not watching as much network television. They're going to cable and things like that. That I think really, no, most of it's going to stay on the internet because it's the perfect place for it. The internet itself is going to mature and become more mainstream, and that's how it's going to happen. I don't know. I think for that sense of validation, it's nice to see games covered in the New York Times, and I love Seth Giselle, but I would never think, God, I need to know how that game is. I'm going to go check out the review in the Times.
But they do movie reviews.
I go to G4TV.com and watch Xbox.
Right.
No, but I mean, they do movie reviews and they do book reviews, so I don't see why it would be so insane if they did video game reviews.
I think it's because they don't
Except they're not going to
really-
last for the next...
I don't think they ever care. Like Morgan has been, for years now, since I've known you anyway, this has been a big issue with you, and I think that it's because what we're doing is kind of, like Adam said, the wave of what the reporting is going to be in the future, but CNN needs to understand that Second Life is not gaming. Like, things like that, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do a story on Twitter 8 months after Twitter comes out and think that you're at the forefront of the media onslaught. Like, I don't think mainstream media cares enough about gaming to actually know what gaming is.
Until somebody gets blamed for shooting somebody.
Exactly,
Right.
you know what I mean? And so, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we really should care whether or not they cover it, because F them. You know why? Because we love games, and we're going to cover games, and we're going to cover it for you guys, and now that the internet is so open, you guys should all be writing your own blogs about games. I say we keep it in the community. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it ourselves, and not worry about whether USA Today does a pamphlet on it right next to what Kendra's naming her new kid. You know what I mean?
What is she naming her new kid?
Horatio.
Really?
Poor choice, I
seriously,
know.
like-
I
That's
may have
awful.
made that up.
Okay.
I think now that the generations have changed, the fact that the people like us who have grown up with the Atari 2600, the NES, get older and older, I think, and people like you or other people that are younger who grew up completely with all these consoles, I think things could change. And I'm actually hoping that shows like what you guys do with XPlay and the internet and blogs and things like that, I hope it starts to change things a lot more. So.
Sessler, I just want to say you fucking rock, and
He does rock.
Ooh, F-bomb.
I give you guys a 4. I give you guys
Back
a 5.
and forth while holding myself. Yeah, that's how I rock.
I give you guys a 5.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Out of 5.
Nice ball. Nice ball.
5 dead zombie ninja slayers out of 5.
All right. First off, I'd like to ask Sessler, when you become a Sith Lord, can you make me your apprentice so we can rule the galaxy?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Also,
He's going to rise up
I'm
to
in a
slay
big habit that
you.
when I build powerful characters, I give them really bad names, so I will be Melvin, the Sith Lord.
Awesome.
And you can be Horatio, my apprentice.
Works for me. All right. My question is, what has surprised you the most since you got here, and whether or not it's been a good surprise or a bad surprise for you?
And here is PAX, correct?
Yeah.
Not here on this planet.
Well, yeah.
Adam, you're at the
That would be interesting
panel.
too, but
You guys want to do a surprise?
Surprises?
Surprise? I mean, this is my second year at PAX. I mean, if anything, I'm just constantly surprised. Like what I like about Comic-Con is just the passion and like getting to step back as someone. When I usually go to events and stuff like that, it's press and I'm getting pitched on something, and just stepping back and just seeing like we as press, we write for gamers. Developers make games for gamers, and this is one of the only shows where games get in front of you guys, and you get to see sort of the honest, genuine reactions to these products before they come out. And so, just stepping back for a second and just getting to see like what we all do, what we do for, and what the developers do what they do for, and it's all for you guys, and just being able to see that kind of happen in real time, I think that's really cool, and that's, I think, constantly why people like myself love PAX the most, because it's kind of a chance to step back and kind of like let you guys take the reins, and that doesn't really happen anywhere else.
Yeah, I would say the biggest, like, the disingenuous answer for me is, oh, it was a game. I think Shank was awesome. The real answer to me, it was good, but yeah. But the real answer is just walking down the hall and just seeing, like, this sense of community. That's what I think is fantastic. You know, yesterday I was working on my Left 4 Dead 2 preview, and Billy's my boss. My boss's bosses are up here. My preview was a little bit late, I'll admit, because people stopped me, and they were talking to me, and we were all, like, engaging each other about games, about gaming. And that's fantastic, because outside of my peer circle of my fellow writers in the media, it's rare that I get the opportunity to, like, talk to people who are as passionate about games as all of us are. And so, like, being able to be up here and being able to engage with everybody, like, this has been the best show of the year. It's been an honor to be here.
Yeah, it is really fun. I mean, meeting some of the people that we just met, just hanging out at our hotel, like, there's a reason why there's this pony up here, because I said, you know, I'm doing this panel. I've never done this panel before. I'm kind of freaking out. And this girl's like, oh, hey, do you want to use this as your good luck charm? You know, it's a pony that I need to get some exposure because it's to win an Intel processor. So I'll let you use it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. It's just people like that, just like meeting.
That's not the reason you have that pony, dude.
I know. I want the processor. I'm
Exactly.
totally going to win the processor. And no, I'm just kidding. But it's just meeting the gamers and getting out in the community and really getting to be able to see other people get to play the games that we get to play and kind of on a daily basis. It's really, really been a fun and exciting experience, this whole show. Absolutely.
I think for me, it's that there's so many LSU fans that have nothing better to do.
Ain't nothing wrong with drinking in the morning, bro. Especially
I'm also
Kegs,
me.
That's right. Me too, brother. That guy's drunk. Look, all of them drinking right now.
The other is my hotel room had an HDMI in, which meant I could have brought my Xbox, which
I know.
was great. But no,
They make you take it out of your bag, though.
To
When you get to the
reiterate
airport.
kind of what Sterling said, because this is your first time here, correct, Sterling?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that was a reaction I had last year. So I think my surprise is that was not a fluke last year,
Yeah.
and that really there is a sense of consistency. I don't know why all you guys are so cool here, because that you should attend.
And the
all
Comic-Con people are
conventions.
freaks. So
I think also Comic-Con is so much more crowded. People get stressed out.
yeah.
You know, when you're trying to force your way anywhere, you're hungry, you can't get food because the line's an hour long. I mean, you get tired and stressed out, and you start, you know.
No
You're wearing a
Twilight.
girdle that's 3 sizes
No
too small for
Twilight.
you all day.
Highlights.
Edward.
In your Twilight here.
I think it really is like all these guys said. I think that we cover a lot of conventions, and we're surrounded constantly by journalists, and the level of love and passion for games here erases the cynicism of even the most disgruntled journalists. Like, even the people we work with and see constantly that are just, I swear to God, there's a dude with I feel like they all wear visors and they have notepads and they walk around like this and they write notes down. Like, even those people are happy to be here. You know what I mean? Like, this is a gaming convention for gamers to play cool games. And again, you guys are staying up late writing these previews, but like, you know, Sterling and Billy are in the bar last night, like having a beer, writing games, talking about games. We're sitting next to them, and
Yeah,
I just think
thanks,
that's
our
kind of
bosses are
indicative of
right
like
there.
of
Awesome.
what people are doing here, you know.
No
Totally
pressure.
fired.
Thanks, Blaine.
Yeah,
But you
screwed.
know what I mean? Like, that's how people cover games here, dude. That doesn't happen in a lot of other places. You know what I mean? And I think that's the attitude here has been the biggest surprise for me.
I'm still trying to get over the visor thing. I think like Elsa had the car that says press.
Yeah.
Running to
He's
the
got.
bank.
He's actually
We
got a
totally have to
typewriter.
get
Did you
those.
hear this?
Oh, Left 4
We
Dead
gotta
2.
get
It's got
those.
carnival level.
Stop. Carnival level. Stop.
See how I did that
Zombies.
with the
Stop.
microphone?
That's very nice.
Shut up.
All right. What else? What's the next question? I think we've lauded PAX enough at this point.
So, was there like a booth you saw out here when you were visiting that just stood out aesthetically? Like you just thought, hey, it looks really nice. Kind of like how they had the bull ride thing over by the battlefield.
Well, I think what I like about the booths at PAX is they're not like the booths at E3 with huge monitors and everything's over the top. They're a little more subtle, so it's more friendly. The booths aren't screaming at you at the top of their lungs like they are at E3. You can actually hear people and discuss video games with them. So I think what I like about it is that they're not over the top and really aesthetically done.
Just make sure you don't have a booth that we're supposed to identify in this, right?
No. I love the insert booth name here.
And we got to see what the Ninja Turtles ride around in, which was sweet. I mean, come on. Anybody? I always have just one fan in the room.
He's probably drunk.
And he thinks that.
So
And he actually
you want to stand up
And
now?
he thinks that Adam was talking just now.
I just want to know if anybody died on that bull, because that thing is crazy looking. I'm seeing dudes whipping around, and there's like kind of sharp edges. I don't know.
Looks kind of dangerous.
I look at it, I get sciatica. So. God, I'm old.
You've aged through this panel. You've just broken yourself down.
Go ahead.
I gotta say thanks for all your hard work, guys. You do a great job on your shows.
Well, thank
your
you.
Interviews. My question is, why is G4TV, Tech TV have cops and cheaters all the time?
Because you guys aren't watching enough X-Play.
We gotta kick the table up and hide behind it.
I'll go ahead and take this because you know what? Neil Tiles himself, the president of the network, has said that is not his favorite thing to put on the air. Making television is harder than you would think.
And more expensive.
And ever so often, you just need to go kind of buy some things and you put it on the air. And people watch cops.
And the other thing is, like,
I hate to say it.
people really do. And also, like, people are flipping around and being like, "Oh, cops! I know that show. I'm gonna stay, and maybe I'm gonna watch X-Play, and maybe I'm gonna like it." You know, and so you're trying to pull in people like that. So you guys are already with us. We appreciate that, but we're trying to get a couple more of people like you.
I mean, look, I'm not a big fan of cops. You know, it's just kind of creepy and gross and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm trying to say is that when cops and cheaters go on the air, it's not like someone from G4 is trying to come to your house and slap you in the face. It is an act of convenience that is a bridge to a better future. And it's probably the nicest thing anyone ever said about cops or cheaters.
And hey, you guys like Ninja Warrior, right? I mean, we get some stuff that's not so bad.
And international sexy ladies, and 2M, 2MM, triple M, double M&M, M.
Sorry, short guy syndrome. First, I wanted to mostly thank you guys. I was very nervous when X-Play expanded its format to do more than just reviews, that it would have a negative impact on the reviews. And so first I want to say thank you, because it's actually kind of nice to see a preview on your stage 1 week and then 2 weeks later you bash the hell out of it. You know, when that's deserved.
I'll let you know, there are times when that preview is happening and we're like, oh my God.
This is going to be awkward.
Well, that was actually
great.
part of my question was,
Thanks
you know,
for
was
coming.
does that happen where you're on the stage and you're trying to say, ooh, that looks nice, and I'm wondering, do you really feel that way? And then the second part is, have you had any, and you don't have to name names if you don't want to, any negative feedback from developers after you have beaten the hell out of the game that they were nice enough to bring you?
Everyone loves a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually the people
We
who
call
get
that free stuff day at
1
the
out of
office,
5,
because it's in presents.
they know, like, people who are putting out games that are 1s, they know they're getting a 1. Like, they know what they're doing. They usually don't send you the game right away. We have to go out and buy it. They don't send it to you for a review code. When they make you buy it, you know pretty much what you're getting. So that's where the hurt feelings come between, like, 3s and 4s and 4s and 5s, you know, because this is their baby. They've been working on this.
I can say as someone who's a fan of X-Play and Extended Play, and these two, before I ever started working on the show, coming on the show, they'll never say this because they're too humble, but these two have never uttered a word that they didn't mean on that show in their entire careers, as far as I'm concerned, having been there. So these guys are the real deal. So anytime you ever doubt anything they say, do yourself a favor and punch yourself in the face. Because you're wrong.
No, but you have to give it. I mean, when we're just up there doing previews, you can have your own personal reservations, but you're giving that game the benefit of the doubt. Because also, the developers are really trusting you. They're bringing you their baby. It's not done, and they're bringing it to you and putting it there and being like, I hope you like this game. Don't look at that corner over there. We're not finished with that. The textures over there aren't done. The guy kind of runs like a chicken. Please ignore that. So, you know, it's nerve-wracking for them, too, to present it before it's even done. So, you know, we really just do our best to give it the benefit of the doubt and keep our personal reservations to ourselves.
I try to be, and I know I try to come across as a cranky pants, but it would be like really douchey on the show. It'd be like, dude, your game looks kind of awful while they're sitting there. Right. You know, we want the distance.
You're going to clean that up, right? Because, woo!
And yes, people have gotten angry. I'll refer you to my Metacritic from GDC.
Yeah, it's an interesting position, for us who have been doing this for 10, 15 years. We know a lot of these guys pretty well, and they do give us their babies. Like Sterling McGarvey's our reviews and previews editor. We take these relationships seriously, but we're also being honest with you. On we write up a preview, or we write up a review, or we put a number on a score of a review. So sometimes there's a game that's a 2. Sometimes there's a game that's a 5. Great, but. We're going to be honest with you with what we give games, and, we definitely always stand by our word. So.
And we know it's hard to put a number score on a game with so many good things about the game and bad things about the game. And so we really do hope people watch our television reviews or go to the web and look up a game and actually read the review as opposed to just looking at the score. Because, a game could get a 4, not because it's a bad game, but because maybe it's not the right game for everybody. And maybe you should read it, and it might be the perfect game for you. So we hope people read the reviews as well.
And the back of game cartridges.
And the back of the game packaging, yes.
And books.
Yeah.
Read books,
Yes.
too. Go ahead.
I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here. I'm from Abilene, Texas, so I had to fly a long way.
Welcome.
And my question is, y'all talked a lot about RPGs, first-person shooters. What about RTSs? What about StarCraft 2?
Ask her.
Morgan Webb.
Come on, Morgan. Give you a Morgan minute.
There aren't a lot of RTS players. I mean, I should ask you guys who the RTS players are on the web team, if you guys have any. I feel like I'm often very alone. Fewer and fewer RTSs, first of all, come out. There aren't a lot of RTSs that come out in a given year anymore. So, I mean, I think that's a big part of it. I think StarCraft is definitely going to be a great game. I think that Blizzard is definitely focusing on the fact that they have an audience in South Korea that is voracious for this game. And if they do not serve that audience, they're going to be in deep doo-doo, I guess. So they're serving that audience first, and I think the American audience second. That being said, there's a story. The graphics look great. I'm sure it's going to be impeccably balanced. I played it a lot at BlizzCon, and I had a good time with it, and I'm definitely going to play it. There's some controversy, sort of even among the staff, about how many new elements it has and how many new things it brings to RTSs. I mean, RTSs have advanced a lot since StarCraft came out 11 years ago now. So we're gonna see. This one's trying to dance a line, and we're gonna see. And when Blizzard releases it in 17 years, we'll check it out.
When it's done.
When it's done.
When it's done.
All right,
Thank you
guys.
We're getting kind of the 5-minute warning here, so we
Okay.
got about time for 2 more questions.
Lightning round.
Yeah, we can do lightning round question
Lightning round.
answering. One answer per question.
All right. So
All right.
this one's pretty it's something that I'm always concerned about with games. Do you guys have any insight into why games get a half-assed port on one console and then an impeccable version on another?
Money. Next question.
Well, here's
so expensive.
Here's why I ask though. With some games with Bayonetta, we're hearing that the PS3 version's sloppy and stuttery and stuff like that. But a lot of the Devil May Cry fans, they're really chomping for that game are PS3 owners because that's where we got started with Devil May Cry, and so it's infuriating to find out that it's going to be a stuttery
Well,
mess.
we don't know yet that Bayonetta is going to be that way. And I know it's not in Sega's best interest to want to do that because they do know, yes, they developed the appetite for that game on the PS2 with the Devil May Cry series. But I would hesitate from saying that that's going to be a bad port. But as Morgan said, bad ports are just, it's just cynicism. Remember, games are a business, and people are in it to make money, and hopefully they can entertain you in the process as well.
I want a quick show of hands. Who's excited for Bayonetta? That's what I thought. All right.
Who would be excited about Bayonetta if the chick wasn't wearing hair as her outfit? Yeah, exactly. A lot less.
Thank you.
Thanks. I was just wondering, with Microsoft starting their games on demand service where you can download Xbox or Xbox 360 games, and with PSP Go being download exclusive, Do you think that this is a concept that's going to take over having actual physical copies of games?
I think it's inevitable. We're on a trajectory right now, and these consoles are really well suited because they can play games, they can play disc games as well as have downloadable games, and it's inevitable.
Yeah, there's a reason why Peter Molyneux right now is testing Fable 2 as chapters in downloads. You look what Valve's been doing with Steam and their episodic content. I mean, personally, I like going to the game store. I like having a tangible game. I actually read the instruction manual and look through the art. I like special editions with all kinds of crazy crap.
I'm against special editions.
You're old.
And I have a room full of crap.
You like
true.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. And I want a special edition Kingdom Hearts with a lot of Kingdom Hearts crap.
See, I like the idea of physical media, but then I look at my apartment and how much shelf space is being taken up by stuff, and I'm like...
Well, also, I mean, CDs and DVDs and just crap that we create, plastic cases, we don't need it.
Ultimately, what it comes down to is, are you playing the games or not? Regardless of how you're getting them. Are you playing them? Are you enjoying them? That's what the most important thing is to me.
All right, and it looks like we've hit time.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
If you don't mind, Billy, I'm just going to be doing some quick self-promotion, and a half hour after this, I'm going to be moderating a panel on narrative and games.
It's going to be awesome.
And Tim Schafer will be on it.
I'm going.
And 4:30 at the Unicorn Theater, I'm talking smack about stuff with Hal Halpin. So.
But now, you guys are also doing a signing, too, as well.
We are doing a signing at
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, right outside this theater. Is that correct? Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
right
it
outside
is.
the theater.
Right outside this theater, we're doing a signing, and so you can ask all those questions that you didn't get to ask.
And for all you people that are really big Halo fans coming up on X-Play on September 10th, they're having a monster Halo 3 ODST special. The word on the street, according to JP, that guy right there, it's awesome. So definitely check that
Sweet.
out. And hey, guys, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
That is this week's feedback. Have
Awesome
a great
questions
PAX and have a
also.
great weekend.